And welcome back to the My Tehillim Time Jewish Women's Virtual Festival. We are in day 22, week number 7 of this incredible festival, going strong since August 22nd. I love seeing so many of your faces here. So many of you have been coming day after day, week after week. We have an incredible agenda for you tonight. But before I get to that, for those of you that are joining for the first time, welcome. We're so excited to have you. If you got here because somebody just sent you an email and you want to be a part of finding out the entire schedule, the entire agenda moving forward, you could do that really, really easily. All you need to do is head to abrahamslegacy.com/sign up. There you'll be able to see the entire agenda of all the speakers that are coming up all the way until October 17th. You can also feel free to see all of the past talks if you missed them by going on to the Abraham's Legacy YouTube channel. My name is Orly Waba. I'm the founder of Abraham's Legacy, a social network for Tefillah, for Tehillim, that allows people to collectively complete the book of Tehillim in splits of a second in real time with people from across the globe. And I'm excited to have you here tonight. Just a couple of thank yous before I introduce this evening's speaker. First off, I want to thank each and every one of you for showing up night after night. I love seeing you. I want to thank my partner in Tehillim, Naomi Jerno from Naomi's Uplifting Events. I love you, Naomi. So big shout out to you for all the hard work that you're putting in. I want to thank all of the speakers that are giving of their time, their energy, their love, their effort to be sharing on a nightly basis their connection to Tehillim. And of course, above all, I want to give a very, very big shout out to HASHEM for giving me the strength and giving me the capacity to continue doing this. And of course, this event is in memory of my grandfather, Avraham ben Pauline, and this is all in his zechut. So I have nothing to do with this. It's really all going towards his zechut. So thank you all for being here. Don't forget, we have an event, a big event coming up on October 17th, which is our finale event in honor of Rachel Imenu. It's a tribute to Rachel Imenu, and we're doing this in conjunction with the Shabbat Project. We have an incredible lineup of speakers that you could see all on our website, including Rebbetzin Yemima Mizrahi, as well as a musical and dance performance featuring Jezlia and Shaked Sabag. We do have a dance choreography for Shabbat Kodesh that you can take part in. It's really so much fun. You can learn the choreography, and once you've learned the choreography, you could submit your video of doing the dance, and all of those dance videos are going to come together, and we will feature them on October 17th. So I hope that you take part in that as well. All right, let's get to this evening's speaker. And we're not only going to have a fantastic speaker, but a fantastic singer. And I just had a little preview of it, and you guys are in for a really big treat. Esther Freeman is an accomplished performer who brings incredible energy, a beautiful voice, powerful stage presence, creative songwriting, and true meaning to the stage. She was born and raised in Miami, Florida, as the 5th child to a Lubavitch family of 7. And what unites all of her songs are the meaningful lyrics that reflect her desire to share the beauty of Judaism with the world. And so it's no surprise that tonight's topic is Tehillim, music for the soul. And so not only are we going to hear powerful words, but we're going to hear her spectacular voice. So without further ado, I give you Esther Freeman. I want to thank our partner for tonight, JIC. Thank you so much for your help in helping to spread the word. Esther, it's all yours.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having me here. It's truly an honor to be here tonight, and a happy Rosh Chodesh to those already in the Holy Land of Israel. What a perfect time to be discussing Tehillim when you're going to be saying Hallel and praising Hashem and singing to Hashem. So first of all, I just want to give it a little disclaimer. Thank God I'm recovering from COVID, Baruch Hashem, and just really, really grateful that I am well now and happy to be here with you. So let's talk about Tehillim. That's what's on the agenda for now. So Tehillim is King David's expression of everything he was going through in his life. And we know that he had a very turbulent life. And a lot of us, and because we are in Galut, we can relate to King David. We are all going through something. And Tehillim is poetry, it's song. And King David, he sang these words of Tehillim. And he was singing to Hashem, to God, in the greatest times of his distress. And Rabbi Shneur Zalman of Liadi says something really beautiful. If words are the pen of the heart, then song is the pen of the soul's pen. However, writes in the opposite direction from the heart. While words carry meaning downwards from Hashem's own primal consciousness into the minds of the sages and the lips of the prophets to inscribe them upon the human hearts, song, we know it carries the soul upward to be absorbed within the infinite light. So now I want to backtrack a little bit and discuss a little bit of the words of straight from Tehillim. In chapter 58, which is Nun Ches, which actually is the word Noach, which is the parsha of the week. Very interesting correlation there. We know that King David was running from Shaul, and at a certain point, he caught up with them. And we know that David could have killed Shaul at that time, and he didn't, and he refrained from it. But then David, when he retreated back to his camp, he calls out to Shaul's general, and he says to Avner, in these Pesukim, in this chapter 58, he says, indeed, have you become mute? Why are you silent when you should be speaking justice and judging people fairly? This was his plea to Avner. And the Talmud asks, we always learn from everything in Torah. There's something to be learned. What is the teaching that is embedded here for us? What do we learn from these words? What is the root word? The word is ha'umnam in this parak. Ha'umnam, is it true? It also has a different shoresh, a different root word, uman, craft, work. So the Talmud is telling us, what is our craft? If you have to summarize man's mission in this world, what would it be? He should make himself as silent. Strive for silence. Our entire craft as Jewish people is to become silent? What does this mean? What do you mean silence? Furthermore, does this apply to Torah study? Right? Because we know that we're supposed to say the words of Torah and Tehillim. So what do you mean be silent? How can we be silent when we have a Torah and we're supposed to be praying and we're supposed to be saying Tehillim? So of course not. It does not correspond. It does not tell us to be silent with Torah study. We should be speaking justice and righteousness. But what if this makes you an egocentric person? We know, I could be very haughty about my Torah learning. I could be very haughty that I know so much or that I can speak Hebrew so well and I can, praise Hashem. So what does it say? It says that you should judge with equanimity. So I'm going to explain this further. The Lubavitcher Rebbe asks, what does this mean that our entire purpose in the world is to remain silent? We know that Lashon Hara is a pretty bad thing. It's equal to murder, God forbid, to idol worship, and to forbidden relationships all at the same time. That is how powerfully negative Lashon Hara can be. So we know what is evil. Evil is ultimately separation, right? It's words that can lead us to separation between people and God. Lashon Hara. That's how powerful it is. In a world of separation, that's the world we live in. We look at the world, and a lot of times it blurs our vision of Hashem. And we know that Hashem created the world with words, right? He created with 10 utterances. Hashem created the world. But when we speak bad, we are denying Hashem's existence. And what does it mean to speak righteousness? It says, Vidibar tabam, you should speak of them. If you become haughty, Hashem is everywhere. We know that Hashem is everywhere. Everywhere we look, Hashem is. Or even if we don't see Hashem, we know Hashem is everywhere, except in the ego. In order to understand, it says in Pirkei Avot, Rabbi Shimon ben Gamliel says, all my life I have lived among the sages, and I have not found anything better for the body than silence. And the Talmud saying that the craft of mankind is to be silent, right? We said Uman is craft, ha'umnam. This is what David HaMelech was saying to Avner. Is it true? You're going to be silent? You're mute? You've gone mute? Hashem created the world with 10 utterances. Each one he said, let there be light, let there be land, let there be the sun, moon, and stars. The entire universe that we live in is a manifestation of God's speech. The Jewish people, however, do not come from God's speech. We come from God's inner thoughts, right? Hashem blew in to Adam. He didn't create man with speech. He blew into us the breath of life from his thoughts. It says in Tehillim in chapter 74, remember your congregation whom you purchased from long ago. We were not created through speech. We were created from Hashem's inner thought. So what is the difference? The Tanya explains that thought is an internal process. Speech is always for someone outside of you, right? You're speaking to communicate, for someone else to hear you, to listen to you. Thought is united with the thinker. It's abstract, it's dynamic, it can constantly change. But as soon as you say something, as soon as the words come out of your mouth, you can never take it back. It's done. It's defined. It can never change. That's how powerful our words are. We can literally change things with our words. We have such a power. Our words have a tremendous power. So the Talmud is telling us, what do you do about a world that is created with speech? With sometimes chaos is in front of us. Silence. That's how profound this is. Silence. If you want to restore a world of chaos that's created through speech, take a step back. Think about what you're saying. Instead of reacting to speech, react to the inner thought. What was Hashem thinking? Why did Hashem send this to my way? You know, we always go through something. Every day, somebody has something that they're going through, right? Somebody's challenging you. Somebody's telling you off. Who knows what it could be? Don't react to the chaos, to the facade. Hashem is bringing this to you specifically to think, what am I meant to learn from this? Don't immediately react and speak. That's why Hashem gives us guards. We have our teeth, we have our mouth, we have our ears, our earlobes. We have gates. Hashem is making a concert for you. This entire world is a symphony, right? Speech is all around us. The Devar Hashem, the words of Hashem are running through everything. It's like the Matrix, whoever's seen the Matrix. Hashem is computed into every single aspect of our lives. So don't react to the external. React to the internal with an inner silence. Don't ask why, ask what. What is this meant for me for? What am I meant to do with this? Now, why did Hashem do this to me? What does Hashem want me to learn from this? The silence. We need to respond to the truth. Don't react to what you see, react according to what you know. Until we respond correctly to the things that Hashem is throwing at us, it will be on a constant loop. Everything is meant to teach us a lesson. It's a challenge in life for Hashem for us to realize what is Hashem trying to teach us. It says in Tehillim 16, I am ever mindful of Hashem's presence. He is at my right hand and I shall never be shaken. Shivisi Hashem lenegdi samid. What is shivisi? The Baal Shem Tov says shivyon, equanimity. We're back to that word again. Everything that comes before you is equal because Hashem put it there. Whether you see a blessing, whether you don't see a blessing, it's all equal because that is Hashem. It's the truth. It's the emes. The emes is equal. Now we'll bring it back. A song is oneness. A song turns around upon itself in a circle of oneness until there is no beginning or end. As the Rebbe says, Menachem Mendel Schneerson, he's taught us, a song unites those who sing and hear it. When words are spoken, we hear each word according to our understanding. But in a song, we are all united in a single pulse and a single melody. And that is why it says, all the world will sing a new song in the Messianic era coming very soon upon us, a song of the essential oneness expressed throughout our world. So a couple concepts here. Silence, that inner silence. Hear the music. Hear the music, the symphony around you, the real symphony, the Devar Hashem that's running through everything. Make it emes, truth, equanimity. Your words can be emes. Sometimes in the Tehillim we see Mizmor LeDavid and LeDavid Mizmor. What is the difference? What is it trying to teach us? There were times that David would awake in the morning, right? A wind, not in the morning, at midnight or in the nighttime, and a wind would hit his harp and the harp would play a song. We know that the Tehillim is nevuah. from Hashem. David was a Navi, he was a prophet. Sometimes when writing a song, or sometimes when you want to daven to Hashem, we are filled with inspiration. God gives us this inspiration. It is a blessing from on high. It comes to us, and we don't have to work for it. And sometimes, Mizmor LeDavid, sometimes we have to empty ourselves out, go into our thoughts, literally just become a vessel to receive what Hashem is giving to us. To become batal, to become nullified to Hashem. That is what it means to be silent. To really understand that everything before us is a facade, that our inner silence, so that we can hear Hashem's music, that we can hear the Torah clearly. We can listen to what Hashem is really telling us, the real music of Hashem. And that's throughout our daily lives. And the words that we should speak are words of Torah, Tehillim, the power. And it says over here in Hayom Yom, which was composed by the previous Lubavitcher Rebbe. It says, if you only knew the power that lies in the verses of Tehillim and their effect in the celestial heights, the Tzemach Tzedek once said, you should recite them all the time. Know that the chapters of Tehillim break through all barriers and soar aloft from level to level unimpeded. They intercede before the master of the universe and secure their effect with kindness and mercy. So even for myself as a singer-songwriter, sometimes a song will just hit me, just like it did for David. And I'll just immediately, within 5 minutes, I'll compose a tune and lyrics, and boom, it'll happen. And sometimes I'll have one line, and for years, I won't be able to come up with a tune or a song. And it happened to me recently. For years, I had this one line: freedom comes within the mind, there you'll find me. And I could not figure out the words until 2 years ago, when we restarted learning the Tanya over again. Immediately, that inspiration came, and I wrote an entire song within 5 minutes. And I could imagine David, there were sometimes Hashem would give him the nevuah, would give him the song and put the words in his mouth. And sometimes he had to literally empty himself out. So the lesson we can learn from this is, yes, there will be times that we are completely inspired, but it is within the times when we are not inspired that we deliberately should inspire ourselves to say the words, to pray, to daven, to sing Shira to Hashem, to sing out loud. And I want to sing for you now. There is a Chabad nigun that was put to the tune of Mizmor LeDavid, which is apropos to what we were just saying about emptying ourselves out, to live within the silence and hear the music of Hashem. This is Psalm number 23. If you want to look inside, I'll read the English words to you. A psalm by David. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall lack nothing. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He revives my soul. He directs me in paths of righteousness for the sake of his name. Even if I will walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they will comfort me. You will prepare a table for me before my enemies. You have anointed my head with oil. My cup is full. Only goodness and kindness shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord for many long years. Mizmor LeDavid, Mizmor LeDavid, Mizmor LeDavid, Hashem ro'i lo yachzor, b'nei Yisrael yarbiteni, amei menochos yenaleini, nafshi shoyvein yancheni, v'maglei tzedek leman shemai. Gam ki eleich begeit amaves, la ira ki ata imadi. Shiftecha mishantecha, shiftecha mishantecha, shiftecha mishantecha, himayinachamuni. Tarech lefanai shochan, tarech lefanai shochan, neged tzaymirai. Dishanta vashemen, dishanta vashemen raishi, dishanta vashemen raishi, kaisi revaya. Achdut v'chesed yirdifuni, kol yemei chayai, v'shavti b'veis Adonai li'ayirech yamin. There's one more song that I would like to sing for you. And we were talking about the purpose of man in this world. Our craft is to remain silent, to think about what Hashem wants from us. And there is a song that I wrote that is based on beautiful words in Song of Songs, Shir Hashirim, that is written by King Solomon. It says, Basi legani achosi kala, I've come to my garden, my sister, my bride. And just briefly, Hasidic thought explains, what is this garden? Who is this bride? What is going on here? We are in a marriage with Hashem. We are the bride. We are Hashem's beautiful, beloved bride. And we know that we just read in last week's parsha in Bereshis that Adam and Chava, they ate from the tree of knowledge and they were sent out of the garden, this beautiful garden that Hashem gave to us. And God turns to Adam and he says, Adam, you sent me out of the garden. Now it's your job to bring me back. And how is Adam going to do that? Every mitzvah that we do, lighting Shabbat candles, saying Tehillim, davening, having Ahavas Yisrael, being kind, taking challah, every mitzvah we do, we bring Hashem back to his garden. The Shekhinah is begging us, come my bride and return me to my garden. So I wrote this song based on those words. It's called Come My Bride. The painting is serene, the world at its beginning, untouched it stands, so pure. The painter marvels in delight at his finished masterpiece, his garden full of glory. Come, come, my bride, and return me to my garden, to the place I was before, and I will dwell within them, and I will be eternal forevermore. The garden in full bloom, man takes his first step. The day is not yet over. Then he turned away his heart and sent me on a journey, and now he must return me. Come, come, my bride, and return me to my garden, to the place I was before, and I will dwell within them, and I will be eternal forevermore. As I sit on my throne and wait for the day when all will call my name, can only be seen where my bride lets me be. Come, come, my bride, and return me to my garden, to the place I was before, and I will dwell within them, and I will be eternal forevermore. So I just want to end off by saying that we are Hashem's beautiful bride. We are here to return Hashem to this beautiful garden. Every mitzvah we do, every word of Tehillim, every joy that you break out to, even just being happy is a huge mitzvah. Dancing, singing. Let's greet Hashem with joy, open our hearts and our minds, hear the symphony of God, the world around us, seeing the beauty in everything. Thank you so much for having me here.
Wow. Wow. That was such an incredible treat. I want to thank you so much for sharing your words and sharing your beautiful, beautiful voice. It truly touched all of our hearts. I could tell you that. It for sure touched me. And just, I just want to mention one thing, and then we're going to go into our Tehillim read. You're talking about the symphony, right? The symphony of God. We all play our part. We all have our own voice. And on that note, something that I want to share now before we actually do the Tehillim read is that leading up to the Shabbat project, we're working in conjunction with another group. And I'm going to just quickly share my screen so I can show you. It's called Pick a Mitzvah. And this is a global program that's happening. I'm going to put the link over here for all of you. It's going to also go in the email reminders. Okay. You can simply click, you can click on the women's one. When you click on go, it'll take you to a web page where you could put your information in, and then you can pick a specific mitzvah that you want to take on upon yourself. And then it'll be added, which is just a tremendous thing. And this is in part of with the Shabbat project. So I'm going to put that link over here for everybody, just to go along with what you just shared, Esther. We are all a part of that symphony, of God's symphony, and we all can do our own part, whatever that might be. And like we said, just even being able to say just one parak of Tehillim, what a beauty, what a nachat that brings Hashem and also brings to us. And so we're going to join together right now, and I want to encourage all of you. We're going to read Tehillim for 6 minutes through the app, the Abraham's Legacy app. For those of you that have it, amazing. If you don't have it, we're going to watch a quick 1-minute video, so you'll have the opportunity to download it, and then you'll be able to join Esther and all of us in completing a book right now in real time. So grab your phone. If you don't have a smartphone, grab your Tehillim book. If you don't have that, you have your heart, you have your voice. And I just want to say, Esther, you are utilizing the vessel that Hashem gave you in such an incredible way. And you just should be, it's really just incredible. So I just want to thank you for sharing that. And here we go. We're going to do the Tehillim read. Don't go anywhere, because after the Tehillim read, you'll have the opportunity to ask Esther any question that you might have. And then we're going to do our raffle for the 100% pure Copper Netillah cup. Here we go. On behalf of Abraham's Legacy, we are excited to lead you in a Tehillim reading, where each and every one of us, from wherever we are in the world, can easily join in and complete a book of Tehillim in unison within minutes through a very special app called Abraham's Legacy, Tehillim Together, in memory of Avraham ben Polin. To be part of the global Tehillim read happening now, download Abraham's Legacy on your mobile device from the App Store, available for iOS and Android. You can also scan this QR code with your phone. To scan a QR code, simply open the camera on your phone and hold it up to this image. A link will appear on top, which you can click, and it will direct you to download the app. I'll give you all a moment to download the app. Sign in, and in a minute, we will all click on the Start Reading button on the main screen and each of us will receive a different perek from the Sefer of Tehillim so that we can complete the book and add to the global count. In the top right corner, you can click the icon to switch your language if you like. You'll also be able to see in real time the amount of people reading and countries reading. Don't forget, you'll need to confirm that you've completed the chapter. Let's put a few minutes on the clock to read in unison so that we can unleash the power of our combined tefillah. Tizku l'mitzvot.
קרבות עוד באוויר, עם עייף חובש פצעיו, יושב סופר ימיו, צעקות בושה בכל העיר, דור רוצה תשובה עכשיו, זכאי ולא חייב. בגוף עייף מכישלונות, בלב שבור לחתיכות, נחכה לך שתקבל פנינו. לך קראנו בלילות, ועוד נצעק ברחובות, רחם עלינו אבא הושיענו, הושיענו. זמן עובר כולם ממהרים, דור מחיש את פעמיו, רוצה הכל עכשיו, שמש בשמיים אפורים, עם בארץ אבותיו, נלחם עוד על חייו. בגוף עייף מכישלונות, בלב שבור לחתיכות, נחכה לך שתקבל פנינו. בגוף עייף מכישלונות, בלב שבור לחתיכות, נחכה לך שתקבל פנינו. לך קראנו בלילות, ועוד נצעק ברחובות, רחם עלינו אבא הושיענו, הושיענו. הגיע הזמן להתעורר, לעזוב הכל, להתגבר, לשוב הביתה, לא לחפש מקום אחר. הגיע הזמן להשתנות, גם אם פספסנו תחנות, אפשר לרדת, יש רכבת, חזרה לשכונות. הכל אפשר רק אם נרצה, המחפש תמיד מוצא, גם אם הוא נמצא שם הרחק בקצה. דלתות שמיים לא ננעלו, כשהבן קורא הצילו, אבא שבשמיים מגיע אפילו שעשינו משהו רע, הוא מוחל וסולח, מוחל וסולח, מושיט ידו לעזרה ונותן ברחמיו את הכוח לתקן ולשוב אליו. הזמן להתחרט, אם כבר לברוח אז מאחת, אם כבר לקחת אז לקחת בשביל לתת. וזה הזמן להתקרב, לא לפחד מהכאב, ואם לתת אז כבר לתת כל הלב. הכל אפשר רק אם נרצה, המחפש תמיד מוצא, גם אם הוא נמצא אי שם הרחק בקצה. דלתות שמיים לא ננעלו, כשהבן קורא הצילו, אבא שבשמיים מגיע אפילו שעשינו משהו רע, הוא מוחל וסולח, מושיט ידו לעזרה, ונותן ברחמיו את הכוח לתקן ולשוב אליו. אפילו שעשינו משהו רע, הוא מוחל וסולח, מושיט ידו לעזרה, ונותן ברחמיו את הכוח לתקן ולשוב אליו. הזמן להתעורר, לעזוב הכל, להתגבר, לשוב הביתה.
And you can go ahead and you can complete the parak that you're on. I just want to mention that we finished a Sefer of Tehillim, guys, 6 minutes. We finished the Sefer of Tehillim. You can come back to this app anytime. Once a day, 1 minute a day, 30 seconds, and you're part of completing a book, because every day there are tens of books, potentially hundreds of books being completed on a daily basis. I want to open up an opportunity right now. If anybody has any questions that they'd like to ask Esther, feel free to list your questions here or to unmute yourself, and I'm sure she'd be happy to answer. And right after that, we're going to do our raffle for the Netillah cup. Don't forget to click on the link to choose a mitzvah for you. And I'll be sending it in the email reminders. So just make sure if you've signed up for Abraham's Legacy to check your spam or your promotions folder, because sometimes the emails are going there. I'll put that link there as well. So I want to just take a moment. Anybody has any questions, feel free to ask now.
Hi, this is Mindy. Can you hear me?
Yes, we could hear you, Mindy.
So about the tune from Mizmor LeDavid, I haven't heard that tune since 1976. I was a student at Rutgers University in New Brunswick, and in Highland Park, New Jersey, in the next town over, Rabbi Kamenetsky used to have a Mincha Marav Shalosh Shudas minyan in his basement, and that I would go to sometimes. So they would sing Mizmor LeDavid 3 times, first using that tune that she just said twice, and then the traditional other tune. But when they used to sing it, it was much faster. Anyway, it really, really warmed my heart to hear that tune. And likewise, hearing her say the psalm in English, unfortunately reminded me of all the times I sat in a funeral home at a funeral, because that psalm is said at the times of funerals. But this program tonight really touched my soul. So thank you.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear it, Mindy. I'm so happy to
Thank
hear
you
it.
so much for sharing that. Orly, some people are asking questions on the chat. Can I answer those?
Please go for it.
So somebody said, this question is totally rhetorical, although I do want to answer it. How did you get so wise so young? First of all, I'm 37, not that young, but I want to just say that a huge inspiration in my life, and practically that has saved me aside from music, was Hasidut, was Chabad Hasidus. I've learned a lot since I started learning Tanya when I was about in 11th grade in high school. And I remember the first time I sat there, I cried because I was like, wow, I was like, how does this rabbi from hundreds of years ago understand what's going on with me inside my heart, inside my mind? And from there, it just took off. And a lot of my songs are based on Hasidus and personal life experiences. And I cannot attribute the wisdom to myself. It wasn't my own wisdom. It's really the wisdom of the Torah and the wisdom of Hasidut. And I guess it just, taking a lot of work, working on oneself and understanding that everything that happens to oneself is coming from HASHEM, just like we spoke about before. Where on YouTube is my channel? Oh, thank you so much. I guess Orly, you shared it?
No, I didn't get that link. I was just going to say, how could people find out more about your music and get the link to your channel?
You can just type in Esther Freeman without a D, Freeman on YouTube. I have a couple of covers that I've done there. And I also, a lot of times I love to share nigunim, Chabad nigunim in particular. I just recently released a nigun on the words from Yala Tachnunenu from Yom Kippur davening. That's what I've been doing every year. I release another nigun on the words in the machzor and for the davening of Yom Kippur. So if you want to check that out, and I do have other songs that I have a lot of songs that I haven't released yet. But Amir Tashem, I hope to release them soon.
Amazing. And Naomi just shared the link. And how could they find you on social media? What's the best way for them to find you and follow you?
So I'm Esther Freeman on Facebook. You could try to friend me. If not, you could follow my page, which is also Esther Freeman. You can find the page and my personal profile. And then on Instagram, it's at Esther's Music.
Amazing. Amazing. If anybody has any other questions, feel free to ask, to ask Esther right now. We'd be happy to answer.
Orly, you said something so beautiful. You really wrapped up my everything that I said. And the last thing was just like that we are all part of Hashem's symphony. We really are.
You said that. You said that, Esther. I said to listen.
You added you literally punched it right in. It was so perfect that that's the exact point. This world is Hashem's symphony, and each one of us play our part in that symphony to bring out the real harmony. So that's, that was really beautiful that you really honed in on that last message. It was really beautiful. Thank you for that.
100%. We all have our own specific sound. So, and your sound is beyond beautiful. So thank you for sharing it with us.
It's a miracle I could get something out after,
I have to tell you, wow, HASHEM, he knows what he's doing. He situates the things. He made sure that your voice is going to be nice and strong. We're going to do our raffle right now. Are you guys excited? We're going to do the raffle for the Netillah Cup. Don't forget, again, you can choose your mitzvah. This is part of the Shabbat project that we joined onto called Pick a Mitzvah. And I'll send that in the link. And the prize for tonight is the 100% pure copper Netillah cup. You can learn more about it by going to netillah.com. And let's now get our big wheel. We're going to spin our wheel and see who's the winner. And I'll send you an email so that you can send me your address and I can get you out your prize right after the campaign. And the winner for today is, I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it, but you guys can see it here, Lefty Katsky. I'll be sending an email out to you. Mazal Tov Mabruk on winning the Netillah Cup. I hope that you all join again. Just to remind you, we have still the rest of our program. We have loads of additional speakers. Tamar's representing Rachel Silber, speaking about Tehillim, David Melech, and you, followed by Sarah Blau on Thursday, Tehillim and Tikkun Hamidot. And again, on our site, you could see the rest of the speakers that are coming up, as well as information about the October 17th event, the Rachel Imenu event that is going to be coming up. So I hope to see you there. I want to thank you all for joining. Thank you so much, Esther. Remember, in Tehillim, Tefillah changes us. And when we change, our world changes. Have a great night, everyone. Thank you for joining. See you tomorrow.